Hello everybody, and welcome back once again to Let's Play Baldur's Gate the Enhanced Edition. In the last session, we returned from the Nashkel Carnival. We were hoping to return with our spirits lifted, but instead, they ebbed ever lower as we were robbed, attacked, God knows what else, at the carnival. It certainly was not an experience to remember, that's for sure, with a couple of our party members biting the dust. Thankfully, they have been resurrected, and we are now raring to go once again. As Godan slept rather unsoundly in his bed, he had a bit of a premonition during his dreams. He dreamt that he would soon wield the self-same power that the armoured figure had, the armoured figure that struck down his foster father the night they left Candlekeep. And that filled him with a nervous excitement. He would be powerful enough to strike down great wizards? Now that is some power. And therefore, when he awoke this morning, his confidence was lifted. And he's ready to take on the world. Now the plans were for us to head down to the Nashkel mines to try and solve that little situation. But with our newfound raised spirits and confidence, Godan is doing a bit of a switcheroo. Because a 5,000 gold piece bounty awaits for the slaying of one Bassilus. And although initially thinking it might be a bit of a stretch too much for us to try and cash in on this bounty straight away, with his newfound spirits lifted, sensing that he's going to be destined for great power and great things, surely a madman is no challenge, no tough test. And 5,000 gold pieces is too much of an opportunity to pass up. Imagine the great things we could purchase with such money. For ourselves, of course. Similarly, half ogres encamped near Beregost could have been a tough challenge, but no. Not for someone with inner hidden powers such as Godan. No chance. So we're going to head back once again to Beregost. First of all, we're going to cash in on the necklace that we found, called Kettle Family Amulet. And then we're going to go hunting for ogres and a mad murderer named Bassilus. Hoping to cash in on more rewards, preparing ourselves even better for our foray into the mines of Nashkel. And that's where we're going to go.
Spit it out. Right, what's this then?
So straight up to Beregost. 8 hours trip. Thankfully, we were not attacked on the way, which is a good thing. Okay.
You rang. Right, what's this then?
But before we go hunting for Bassilus and half ogres, just because Godan has hidden powers that are yet to come into fruition, the rest of his party probably don't. They're mere mortals.
Go on then, I'm on it.
As the saying goes. Where are these two going? What are you doing?
Get your servant away for the group.
Yeah, we'll be waiting ever longer unless you get your asses moving. Come on! What was I saying? Yes, these other persons who are accompanying us on our travels,
Sorted.
perhaps not quite destined as for similar great things and don't have hidden powers,
I'm on it.
and therefore they're going to need all the assistance they can get in terms of equipment to be of any use to us when we tackle these challenges head on.
Go on then. Sorted.
So Godan gonna break the mold slightly, and he's gonna splash a little bit of cash to give our party a better chance on cashing in. And first of all, we're going to purchase a sling. Jaheira is the proficient one with a sling in the party. She's using a sling now, so we'll get her an upgrade. 180 gold pieces. I'm sure we can just about stretch to that. So she gets that. Not going to quite stretch to enchanted bullets and arrows, though.
Sorted.
That's just going too far. Alright.
Spit it out. Right, what's this then? You rang.
We of course have our +1 throwing axes, Barul's retort to assist as well. Khalid, well, he'll just have to make do with what he's got, as will Kagan. Immerwan 2. But there's one other person that might be able to provide further assistance with the right spells, and that's Nera. She has a collection of spells already, but, well, she's informed us that there is a wizard just on the outskirts of Beregost who might just sell some scrolls.
Go on then. Sorted.
So we're going to have to explore that, because if he has any scrolls of great spells that could assist us in our travels, certainly worth investing in. And of course, it is Nera who's asking.
I don't want to talk.
Spit it out.
So here is Mr. Colkettle.
I'm on it.
Godan explaining
Loud, ain't ya?
that we have perhaps found something that belongs to him. Please, no visitors today. I am quite unwell with grief over my missing son. I told the fool not to travel in such times, especially with wife and child in tow, but he would not listen. Now I have no idea where he... Wait. Where did you get that amulet? Obviously noting Godan pulling the amulet out. Okay. Well, Godan's tone here, hardly sympathetic, quite blunt and highly inappropriate, but saying that it was certainly a piteous sight. A young family cut down in a cowardly raid, and this was among their meagre belongings. It was my son's. Please, might I have it? Of course you can have it. For a price. Which is why we've come here. Do you think we've come here for the good of our health? Not quite. Godan asking for a reward. For a price? You would have me pay for an item you took from the corpse of my son? You are utterly cold-hearted and a fool to boot. Paying the likes of you for the amulet would forever taint my memory of him. Begone from my sight, and take that thing with you.
Mutton-mongering riffraff.
Whoa. Not quite the result we were hoping for. We were hoping for some gratitude and some coin, and instead we get nothing. Technically speaking, of course we have a reputation decrease and some experience, but as far as Godan's concerned, absolutely nothing.
You rang.
I'm sure Godan is hurling expletives at him as he leaves.
Right, what's this then?
Rather miffed off. Right,
Go on.
Ryan would have none of this.
it's 8 o'clock. Not quite the best of
what's this
hours
then?
to be walking the road, so we'll go inside the Fellposts Inn, rest up, and in the morning, early hours of the morning, we shall set out to speak with this wizard
Spit
who
it
may
out.
have
I'm
some
on
scrolls that could assist us.
You want some whiskey?
After some Evermead, of course. Oh, bloody hell. I tell you what I haven't done. I haven't done my spells. An extended rest.
it. You rang.
I got some cheap beer for you.
Okay. What time are we on now? 1 o'clock. A late start. Obviously hungover from the night before.
Sorted. I'm on it. Spit it out.
So, as we make our way
Sorted.
towards High Hedge, the home of this wizard, which is just to the west of Beregost, it is well known, of course. We did receive a quest reward a few days ago now from Firebeard Elvenhair,
You're a queer
a book
fellow.
entitled History of the Dead 3. Making use of our extended rest period,
You rang.
we find out an opportunity to flick through its pages, and therefore as we wind our way towards our destination, we shall recall that book The history of the Dead Three.
Right, what's this then?
In ages past, there was but one god of strife, death, and the dead, and he was known as Jurgle, lord of the end of everything.
None of this. 'Tis shame.
Jurgle fomented and fed on the discord among mortals and powers alike. When beings slew each other in their quest for power, or in their hatred, he welcomed them into his shadowy kingdom of eternal gloom. As all things died, everything came to him eventually, and over time he built his power into a kingdom unchallenged by any other god. Eventually, however, he grew tired of his duties, for he knew them too well. Without challenge, there is nothing, and in nothingness, there is only gloom. Alright, so straight away, barely set foot into this particular area, and we are already facing a cave bear. Now, bears are extremely deadly foes, not to be taken lightly, and thus I think we should really try and keep him at a distance. Okay,
Yes, oh omnipresent authority.
You right.
he's seen us. He's definitely seen us.
I'm on it.
You've a task?
Right, Jaheira's trying and entangle here.
Nature's as good as done.
Okay, it hasn't worked.
Go on then. Spit it out.
Eat flaming! Or possibly frosty. Death!
Don't get too close, guys. I'm talking about the non-fighters, of course. Oh, and Khalid takes a blow, 6 damage. Luckily, critical hit was averted due to the helmet. Injured.
You have need of me? If none of
The bear is hell-bent on chasing Khalid about the place. Don't let it get too close. Come on, guys. Keep it going. Near death. Couple more blows. Yes. Whew. And level up. Nice.
You rang. Go on then.
So Godan leveling up. No proficiencies, no skills, but he's gained an additional 11 hit points. Thaco is reduced by 1, and as his lore is increased as well. Not bad. Not bad at all. And all of a sudden it gets dark.
Spit it out.
In such a state, the difference between absolute power and absolute powerlessness is undetectable. During this dark era, there arose 3 powerful mortals, Bane, Baal, and Merkel, who lusted after the power Jurgle wielded. The trio forged an unholy pact, agreeing that they would dare to seek such ultimate power or die in the attempt. Over the length and breadth of the realms they strode, seeking powerful magic and spells and defying death at every turn. No matter what monster they confronted or what spells they braved, the 3 mortals emerged unscathed at every turn. Eventually, the trio destroyed one of the 7 lost gods, and they each seized a portion of his divine essence for themselves.
You rang. Get over here.
The trio then journeyed into the Grey Waste and sought out the Castle of Bone. Through armies of skeletons, legions of zombies, hordes of non-corporeal undead, and a gauntlet of leashes, they battled. Eventually, they reached the object of their lifelong quest,
Go on then.
the Bone
Get
Throne.
over here.
"I claim this throne of evil," shouted Bane the tyrant. "I'll destroy you before you can raise a finger," threatened Baal the assassin. "And I shall imprison your essence for eternity," promised Merkel the necromancer. Jurgle arose from his throne with a weary expression and said, "Oh, the throne is yours. I have grown weary of this empty power. Take it if you wish. I promise to serve and guide you as your seneschal until you grow comfortable with the position."
Go on
Before
then.
the stunned trio could react,
Sorted.
Lord of the Dead continued, "Who among you shall rule?" The trio immediately fell to fighting amongst themselves, while Jurgle looked on with indifference. When eventually it appeared that either they would all die of exhaustion, or battle on for an eternity, the Lord of the End of Everything intervened. "After all you have sacrificed, would you come away with nothing?
Sorted.
Why don't you divide the portfolios of the office and engage in a game of skill for them?"
You
asked
rang.
Jurgle. Bane, Baal, and Merkel considered the god's offer and agreed.
Go on then.
Jurgle took the heads of his 3 most powerful leeches and gave them to the trio that they would compete by bowling the skulls. Each mortal rolled a skull across the grey waste, having agreed that the winner would be he who bowled the farthest. Malar the Beast Lord arrived to visit Jurgle at this moment. After quickly ascertaining that the winner of the contest would get all of Jurgle's power, he chased off after the 3 skulls to make sure that the contest would be halted until he had a chance to participate for part of the prize. Bane, Baal, and Merkel again fell to fighting, as it was obvious their sport was ruined, and again Jurgle intervened. "Why don't you allow Lady Luck to decide, so you don't have to share with the beast?"
You resorted.
The trio agreed, and Jurgle broke off his skeletal finger bones and gave them to the players.
You've a task.
When Malar returned from chasing the skulls, he found that the trio had just finished a game of knucklebones. Bane cried out triumphantly,
I'm on
"As winner, I choose to rule for all eternity as the ultimate tyrant. I can induce hatred and strife at my whim, and all will bow down before me while in my kingdom."
Right, what's this?
Merkel, who had won second place, declared, "But I choose the dead, and by doing so I truly win. Because all you are lord over, Bane will eventually be mine. All things must die, even gods." Baal, who finished third, demurred,
I'm on it.
"I choose death, and it is by my hand that all you rule Lord Bane will eventually pass to Lord Merkel. Both of you must pay honour to me and obey my wishes, since I can destroy your kingdom, Bane, by murdering your subjects, and I can starve your kingdom, Merkel, by staying my hand." Malar growled in frustration, but could do nothing, and yet again only the beasts were left for him. And Jurgle merely smiled, for he had been delivered.
You rang. Right, what's this then?
Okay, so the party are just exploring the area surrounding the Mage Tower before we go inside. It's getting a little bit late, but it's not a problem. Just hoping to stumble across any goodies that might be strewn about. You never know, do you? Anyway, so far we've encountered a couple of groups of skeletons, nothing to be overly concerned with, and here is a ghoul.
Go behind me.
And that falls pretty swiftly, to be fair.
Then.
So, yeah.
I'm on it.
Once again, Godan's confidence raising ever further, with every enemy that falls at our feet, with minimum fuss. It's just confirming what he believes to be true right now. He's becoming very powerful. Here's another group of skeletons.
Can I help you?
Spit it out.
I need an arrow.
Now I don't know if it's in this or if it's in Neverwinter Nights, or it might be in both actually, that skeletons have a bonus against certain attack types, or certain weapons,
You rang.
like is it piercing perhaps? Piercing or slashing weapons? Obviously if they're made of bones, trying to hit them with an arrow, which could just just pass straight through them literally, would be more difficult. I'm assuming that's the gist of it. Sure, somebody might confirm this for me, but it makes no difference. It's still falling fairly swiftly.
You rang. Right, what's this then? Go on then. Right, what's this then?
Oh, we have a knoll here, so quite a few different types of enemy. Bit of variety. Variety the spice of life and all that. Makes no difference. Hopefully they will all fall in the same manner. Oh, wait a minute. 2 of them. Oh, whoa, that was quick.
Eat flaming orb.
Come on, you big lug. There we go.
You rang. I'm on it. Go on then. Right, what's this then?
Gold piece each. Well, I suppose it's better than the skeletons that are absolutely dropping nothing of benefit other than clutter that would weigh down our party members for the pitiful amount of coin that they can sell for. These medium shields and short swords and throwing daggers, whatever they are.
You rang.
I don't want to talk.
Oh, clearly taking another blow. Second time today that he's been hit. He really needs to get a grip.
Go on then. I'm on it. You rang. Sorted.
I know they're not going to drop anything useful, but you just can't resist. Godan making sure.